Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. I am Mohamad Azhari bin Abu Bakar. My research topic is, does working memory capacity have a significant effect on recalling spoken and written instruction? I am from University Malaysia Sarawak. As introduction, many everyday activities are connected to individual abilities in following instructions. So the ability to follow instruction also has a connection with the working memory system. As we know, working memory system has limited capacity. That's why the limited capacity has resulted in individual differences between high and low working memory capacity in following instruction. Now, looking towards the problem statement, comparison between high and low span performance on written and spoken instruction and verbal and actual recall could bring wider perspective and finding of the studies. Past studies focus more on the functional role of the working memory with less emphasis on working memory capacity. Therefore, the researcher does not have a clear understanding of the high and low group abilities in following instruction. Therefore, through this current study, the researcher proposed the solution to solve the problem by investigating the interaction between high and low working memory capacity group with the written and spoken instruction through verbal and actual recall. Next, designing the instrument for working memory and following instruction task in Malay language, conducting factorial experimental design to see the effect of working memory capacity, type of instruction, and type of recall on the correct recall, and also adapting the framework proposed by Gottakol in 2008. The purpose of this study is to investigate the role of working memory capacity in following spoken and written instruction through verbal and actual recall based on the total correct recall. So the hypothesis that's designed for this study, they raise a significant effect of the working memory capacity, type of instruction, and type of recall on the total correct recall. There is a significant interaction between working memory capacity, type of instruction, and types of recall. Now, moving to literature review. Working memory and following instruction has connection with executing the sequence of steps, completing learning activities, combining different objects and components. Past studies reported that working memory has an impact on following spoken instruction, both spoken and written instruction with demonstration, and they reported that participants perform better in actual recall as compared to verbal recall. Now, moving to the methodology of this research. This research employed quantitative study with mixed factorial experimental design. We have two between subject, which is between high and low working memory capacity group, time 2 between spoken and written instruction. This is a within subject, and times 2 verbal and actual recall also within subject. Next, this study involved 51 participants aged 18 to 26 years old, and they were employed using purposive sampling. Based on the score of the working memory capacity task, the researcher was able to divide the participant into two groups between high and low working memory capacity. 25 belong to high working memory capacity and 26 belong to low working memory capacity. So in order to getting the classification of the working memory capacity, the researcher used two tasks. The first is reading span task, and also another one is rotation span task. Next, for the following instruction task, the researcher used spoken and written instruction. For the spoken, all the instructions are recorded and played via computer audio, and for the written instruction, it was displayed on the computer screen. The example of instruction like sentuh pinggan kuning, ketuk penyepit hijau. This is for two sentence of the instruction. And each of the tasks has 4 blocks, and each block consists of 3 trials, and each trial range from 2 to 5 sentences. Moving to data collection, this experiment was conducted individually. The participant has to give their consent before they can join this experiment. When they agreed to join this experiment, so the experimenter conducted the reading and rotation span to measure their working memory capacity, and followed by the spoken and written instruction task with verbal and action recall. So the presentation of the spoken and written instruction task was based on the counterbalance approach. All material for the following instruction tasks are displayed on the table throughout the experiment. The component in every instruction for the spoken and written instruction has 3 elements: the movement element, objects, and colors. So we have 6 movement, 6 colors, and 6 objects. Okay, as you can see on the presented picture over here. And the analysis conducted for this study was descriptive and 3-way mixed factorial ANOVA. Based on the result of this study, we can see that the participant between two groups, high and low working memory capacity, perform better in spoken instruction tasks as compared to written instruction tasks. We can see that they perform better in spoken instruction with action recall as compared to spoken instruction with verbal recall. However, for the written instruction for both groups, the performance we can see not a huge difference for the verbal and action recall, as well as for verbal and action recall for the low group. Based on the 3-way mixed factorial analysis, the result said that there is a significant main effect of the working memory capacity and type of recall and type of instruction on the total correct recall. In terms of interaction, there is significant interaction between the type of instruction and working memory capacity, and also there is significant interaction between the type of instruction and type of recall. However, the result did not support interaction between type of recall and working memory capacity, whether they are from high or low group. As a brief discussion, participants scored low for the correct recall and written instruction because they had trouble encoding the movement, object, and colors while reading the instruction on the screen. And the finding also showed the strongest effect was contributed by the type of instruction as compared to the type of recall. And for the interaction scope, results suggest that the high and low working memory capacity group are comparable to the spoken instruction, but for the written instruction, both groups showed weak performance for verbal and action recall. So we can conclude that the low working memory capacity group also can compete with the high working memory capacity group if the instruction use an effective methods. Now, as conclusion, this study contribute to the research pool related to the role of working memory capacity in following instruction, the novelty of the research design where the whole experiment was conducted in Malay language, the new insight related to individual differences and practices related to instruction delivery. Thank you.